LaRon Louis James, better known by his stage name Juelz Santana, is an American rapper and actor. He is from Harlem, New York City and is member of East Coast hip-hop group The Diplomats. He appeared on Cam'ron's 2002 singles, Oh Boy, and Hey Ma. In 2003, his debut album From Me to You was released by Roc-A-Fella Records. His next album What the Game's Been Missing contained the top 10 single There It Go. He is currently working on his long-awaited third studio album Born to Lose, Built to Win, set to be released in 2014. Biography, 1982 to 2001, Early life and early career. LaRon James was born in New York City and raised in the Manhattan neighborhood of Harlem. He was born to an African-American mother and a father of Dominican descent. He began rapping at the age of 5 and at age 12 started duo Draft Pick, which was signed to Priority Records. In 2000, at the age of 18, he made a guest performance on a track on Cam'ron's album SDE and eventually joined the Diplomats. 2002 2004, From Me to You, after the signing of the Diplomats, also known as Dipset, to Roc-A-Fella Records in 2002, there was an influence of mixtapes, features on other artists' records, television and radio interviews, in which Santana achieved mainstream recognition not previously gained through the various Diplomat mixtapes, and his solo mixtape Final Destination, that was sold in late 2002. After being featured on fellow Diplomat member Cam'ron's two singles, Hey Ma, and Oh Boy, Santana started working on his debut album. In the summer of 2003, Santana released his debut album, From Me to You, which peaked at number 8 in the Billboard 200. Dipset peaked number 70 in the US Billboard. 2005 to 2006, What the Game's Been Missing. What the Game's Been Missing followed in 2005 with the singles Mic Check, There It Go, Oh Yes, Clockwork, Shotters, and Make It Work for Your Feet. Young Jeezy and Lil Wayne. There It Go reached number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 3 on the Hot Rap Tracks charts. Oh Yes reached number 56 on the Hot 100 and number 8 on the Rap charts. Mic Check reached 35 in the Billboard Hot 100. Both this album and single There It Go were certified gold by the Recording Industry Association of America. Santana also featured in Chris Brown's Run It in 2005. 2007 present, Skull Gang, Dipset Reunion and Born to Lose, Built to Win. Since 2007, Santana has been recording material for his third album, Born to Lose, Built to Win. Shortly after recording began, Santana released a promo single, The Second Coming, produced by Just Blaze. After a 2-year hiatus, he released a new song, Days of Our Lives, with 2 accompanying music videos featuring cameos from Skull Gang. In late 2009 he released Mixin' Up the Medicine featuring Ela Wolf. In 2010, he released Back to the Crib featuring Chris Brown. In April 2010, Cam'ron and Jim Jones announced they had ended their feud. In June 2010, the Dipset reunion began with a teaser titled Under Construction, and a street single, Salute, produced by Arab Music. The song features Jones, Cam'ron and Santana all rapping alongside each other again. The remix features new Diplomat artist Fado with a verse added. Since the reunion it is not yet known if or when Santana will release the album. But it is known that he is working on a new album with the Diplomats. Recently Santana tweeted, I will give people that people wants Reagan era in the studio, so that means that we can wait a new album for 2011. In late 2012 Santana stated he is still working on his third studio album Born to Lose, Built to Win, and that it's set to be released in 2013, succeeding his newly announced mixtapes God Willin' and God Willin' Volume 2. Santana also announced that fellow American rapper and longtime friend Lil Wayne would executive produce Born to Lose, Built to Win. It was announced on December 21, 2012, that God Willin' would be released on January 14, 2013. The first single off God Willin' is Soft, which features Fabolous, Rick Ross and Meek Mill. Other features on the mixtape include Whale, Jadakiss, Lloyd Banks, Yo Gotti, Wiz Khalifa, Lil Wayne, and Future. Santana has shot music videos for every song on the tape. Less than a month after the release of Juelz Santana announced he would release a new mixtape featuring him rapping over other artists' beats titled All We Got Is Us. The mixtape will release on April 29 and Juelz 2 will be released in a couple months. Born to Lose, Built to Win is scheduled to be released sometime in 2014. Personal life: Juelz Santana has 3 children. He has a son from one relationship, and a son and a daughter from a later one. Santana also appears on VH1's reality show, Love and Hip Hop. Juelz Santana was born LaRon Louis James to a Dominican father and an African-American mother. Santana has long lived in northern New Jersey, most recently in Englewood and previously in Teaneck. Legal issues: in January 2011, Juelz Santana's World Recording Studio located in Bergenfield, New Jersey was raided, after a 10-month investigation by the Bergen County Prosecutor's Office and Gang Unit. They discovered 2 loaded 9mm handguns, boxes of ammunition and 17 dime bags of marijuana. Santana was arrested February 2, 2011, and charged with possession of a firearm, possession of a handgun without a permit, possession of a controlled dangerous substance and possession with intent to distribute a controlled substance within 1,000 feet of a school. Santana posted $125,000 bail. He is represented by prominent defense lawyers Brian J. Neary and S. Emil Lisbo. He has yet to face trial on the charges. On March 22, 2011, Juelz Santana missed a performance at Chris Brown's record release party for his album FAME. New York police stopped the rapper and searched him for guns and drugs. While no one was arrested, Santana was not allowed to enter the building during the search. This caused him to miss his entire performance with Chris Brown. Santana lawyer Joe One-Stop told the New York Post that police stopped Santana because members of his entourage might be affiliated. Friends bring friends and he's really friendly. In November 2011 he was charged with making terrorist threats and disorderly conduct. On January 25, 2013, Juelz Santana was sentenced to 2 years probation for threatening to kill his neighbor after his neighbor intervened and called the police when he heard Santana assaulting his then-girlfriend. Discography: Diplomatic Immunity, From Me to You, Diplomatic Immunity 2, What the Game's Been Missing. Born to Lose, Built to Win, Filmography, State Property 2, Killer Season, Kissing Tale, The Hollywood Jump-Off, The Project, Video Girl. References. External links: Juelz Santana on Twitter, Juelz Santana on MySpace.